Alright, welcome back, welcome back. It is. Oh, you might actually get a little background of a purring kitty. Alright, she's going away. Welcome back. Alright. What a great day. What a great morning it is today, isn't it? Isn't it such a beautiful morning? Oh my goodness. You watched Man United last night? Oof. Early in the morning for some of you. Man, today you're feeling a little bit looser, a little bit happier. Sorry, you're gonna see a little tail at the top of the camera probably, because there's a little kitten right in front of me, which makes this day even better, honestly, because she's adorable. But what a game yesterday. Oh my god. Are we not going in the right direction? I mean, in my eyes, we are. I can understand whoever, wants to say that it's preseason. It is. It is preseason. I understand that, but oh goodness. What are you doing? Why are you looking so cute? Oh my god, the purse. But even though it's preseason, everything is pointing in the right direction. Like, are we not all seeing the same thing? Like the pace of play, the creativity, the quickness of it, the intention, the knowledge, the direction. No, nobody's looking around wondering where they're supposed to go with the ball. Nobody's confused about their assignments. They know where to, if they're in trouble, where to go with the ball. And what I mean by that is there was a couple of times, for example, with Lenny Yoro, right? Um, he we're trying to build up from the back, and he just plays a ball into a certain space, and Hoyland goes into that space, knowing that the ball is also gonna get there, and battles it out with his defender. A couple of times he did a little flick, or he cut in and spread the ball to the other side. One time he just missed Dorgu, but it was really nice. He held it up, took a touch inside, tried to play the ball. He'll get better at that, but he looked great. I mean, Hoyland looked really good yesterday. Hold up play, the connecting of the, getting the offense forward. It just looked good. It looked good. He just played really good. He's been playing well. And last season, all of it wasn't on him. In previous videos, I've talked about it. He didn't really get enough. He didn't get enough service. No, no passing. Like, it felt like from the back and midfield, they didn't know where to go with the ball. And then obviously Hoyland didn't either ever really receive the ball where he needed to, or just wasn't good last year holding it up. And he's proven so far during the summer that he's gotten better at that. That he's focused on that. I think because his hold up play has been much better, and like his positioning against other like the defenders has been better. I think that's really what's made him a little bit, just improved in that area. It's his positioning of his body when he is trying to receive the ball. But man, he played well. Dorgu, obviously, man of the match. What a first signing under Amarim, and he's already starting to look like a fantastic purchase, honestly. Because he came in, young kid, showed glimpses last season, showed that he was maybe a little nervous. Some of his passing was a little stray, things like that, but now you're seeing him really come out of his shell, being with the team, with those players for longer. And man, the atmosphere, God, you can feel it. That's why these players are doing what they're doing, is the atmosphere that they're around. First is they're talking about how they all have competition at positions, and they right now they do. We're pleasantly more like deep than I thought, really. I think our defense I was extremely afraid of, but I mean the way Shaw played yesterday, the way Haven's been playing, we all know how Lisandro could play. Then you have Maguire and Delit playing how they've been playing. You have Euro playing at absolute heights. I love that purchase, honestly. I don't know if it was Erik ten Hag that actually wanted him or the scouting team, because honestly, I don't think Euro, Delit, and Masraoui were purchases that were made by Eric Ten Hag. I think they were more purchases made by the scouting team that we have now. Because previously to those guys, there were no good signings by Eric Ten Hag. So I don't see how, you know, things change like that. I just don't believe that happened. I don't know. We'll see. Um, maybe I'm thinking that Ineos and them took over earlier than they did. Maybe they didn't even purchase Delit and Mazraoui and them. That could be on me. But it just feels like there's no way because those three have been quality signings, and then you have Euro quality signings so far. I mean not Euro Dorgu quality signings so far in my opinion. You have Cunha who is going to be. So is Mbuomo. I mean Haven. We're doing stuff so well at the moment, and I feel like we're trying to not think that it's really good because we're scared of it. It's okay. I'm not sitting here thinking we're gonna win the Premier League. That's an unbelievable delusion. I am not that deluded. Why I'm so happy is because we finally got to watch football again yesterday, like as a Manchester United fan. It's been a while since I got to watch football, like real football, watching Man United. Because last year there were glimpses and we had some games where you were like, oh yeah, we could play football. But there was, you needed time. It needed a preseason, I thought. And it needed a little bit more quality players. Ah, man, I feel like Garnacho, man. You have to be sitting there and thinking to yourself like, man, look at the team, because the team that started last night didn't have Cunha or anybody new, and they played so much better. That Bournemouth team beat us last season, and we tied them, and I think they even had a red card, which is kind of embarrassing. They're a good team, and without any new additions, we smashed them, and it was really good to see. So if you're Garnacho, you're sitting there and you're like, man, they're doing that without me. That has to hurt. But at the same time, man, you have to be happy with the manager, right? The manager made the decisions, and he said, "Look, this is how it's gonna be. You could either buy in or you can't." But man, the atmosphere. They come off the field, and even the way that they're like acting with each other after, it just feels like they're together, like they're building, like they have that chemistry that they want to do something, and that's amazing to me. I'm just really excited after yesterday to see that and just believe in my heart that that's what we're gonna see for most of the season. I know that we'll have a couple bad games throughout the season. That's not anything that is gonna surprise me, but to know that that's gonna be like how we play, oh man, I'm happy that Amarim is here. I'm extremely happy Amarim's here. There's the tail. Little one just came back. She went started running around the room. But my God, this is the best. This is the best we've seen that I've seen Man United play in so long. Just the passing in the middle with the 1-2s, the recovering of the ball, the creativity for the goals, the finishing, everything. Just it was finally football. It was finally football. I love Mason Mount. The Luke Shaw slander has got to go. It has to stop because honestly, apart from Luke just not being available, which some of it, yes, you can say that maybe he was out of shape and that's why he ended up getting hurt, but some of his injuries have been something that he had nothing like he could do about him. I mean, some guy destroyed his leg and wherever that was. I don't remember where exactly it was, but destroyed his leg. That changes your body. Like it just sucks because it some of it, yes, it could have been with diet and whatever, but that also comes down to the manager. Look at Luke Shaw right now. He's older than he was in that time, and he looks like he's in better shape than he's ever been. Why is that? Is the management, is how you train, is all of that, like the diet, the coach, like making sure that you are giving the 100% of yourself to the team, to the club, all of that. So just it's unfair to put everything on Luke himself. So the slander has got to stop because whenever he's healthy and he plays for us, he gives you a 8 out of 10 performance, probably 90% of the time. He is like when Amarim said he's a world class player and everybody's laughing because yes, he's been hurt and all this. Luke Shaw is a world class player. He actually is a world class player when he's healthy and he's in rhythm and all that. And yes, it hasn't been often he's been like available, so I can't deny that. But the slander of him, like the hate, just because he hasn't been available, like I get it, man. Be upset about it, but don't hate on him and try to claim that he's not a good football player because that's just not true. He played really well. Yoro again put in a great shift. Maguire played well. The Lip played really well. Ahmad played really well. I mean, Jesus, everybody. Bruno, the Bruno slander, the whole offseason I was hearing, oh, Bruno doesn't fit the system. There's no position on the system for Bruno. Yes, there is, bro. He can dominate that midfield just like he did yesterday, and yes, not have a guy who's in his last like year or two in Casemiro at the top level, like legs wise. Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, Casemiro probably still has a couple of years if he goes somewhere like Italy or something where the speed of play is a little bit slower and they play more defense. I think in a lower block where he doesn't have to cover as much space, he would be fine actually. But in the Prem where it's you're trying to press up high, there's a lot of space in the middle. You need some more legs. So I don't believe he's gonna be playing there all the time. But the passing in there that was happening, it was really good. Like the control of it, Bruno. I don't remember Bruno really giving up a ball where I was like, really, Bruno, which he did a lot last season, which I do attribute to the fact that he might have been trying a little too hard because we were terrible and we weren't scoring goals. So he had to maybe try to fit in a pass that he knew maybe wasn't gonna get there, but would maybe lead to like a chance. So I get it. I think I really think that's what was causing a lot of those things with Bruno last season because the last couple games when he's been a little deeper, he has looked really good. Like not really giving up possession too like often. Where I'm like, oh my god. There were a couple where he left them short. I think that could be a little bit due to the fields that they're playing on, and also just not being like sharp. But there weren't any decision making passes where I was like, really. It was more like he might have not passed it like hard enough or something. Like I said, that could be due to sharpness or the field. So I'm not gonna really put that on him yet. But he looked good, like just controlling the tempo of the game, slowing it down, speeding it up. He can make any pass. It's unbelievable that you could think that a player who has assists, goals, IQ, any pass like passing ability would not fit in any system in the world. That's just idiotic, honestly. Yes, you need definitely players around him that would fit also, but it's stupid to think that he doesn't because he does all the running that you are expecting in that midfield that Amarim has, and he has the other characteristics. So I don't get how he wouldn't fit. If he's just playing his position and he's not trying too hard, he's a world class player. Like ridiculous statements. Ridiculous statements. World class players could play in any system, though. Like, I'm sorry. That's just, it really is that simple, in my opinion. Okay. But, I mean, I don't care. I'm just excited. I was excited. And I think we have a right to be excited. I think we really do. There's just not been good football played by Man United for a long time. Long time. And even though Oli got a lot of stick, I thought we played good football under Oli at times. Like really good football, and not at times. I think for a good amount of his like time that he was here. I mean, he went on a 27 game unbeaten streak. You don't really do that without having like playing well. It is what it is. You have to have a tactics in the system to win 27 games or like not win but go unbeaten 27 games in that league. It's just it's an unbelievable thing. So we did play some good football under Oli, but this has been like this is a system. This was really nice to see them. flowing for the first time in God knows how long. And not only them, like the subs came in and they were still playing well. So it's not like just the, let's say, the starters, because obviously a couple of those guys won't be starting that started yesterday. So my goodness, like if every like that's just good coaching. It just goes down to good coaching. So the Amarim haters, I know you're definitely quiet. You're extremely quiet right now, and you're starting to think to yourself like, man, I don't know how I can try to say Amarim out anymore. It's just you can't tell me that you have an easy time saying that he should not be our manager. He is extremely charismatic. He has the cojones to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna play my system this season, no matter what. We're gonna go through our ups and downs because I know that next season we can start off on a different footing, right? You start this season if he comes in during the summer, you're at freshman orientation once preseason starts. You're at first classes of freshman year. You're not in junior year or like senior year like you are now because you're you did all of the freshman and sophomore year classes in those months that he was there, and you went through your ups and downs and you learned and all of that, and now you're getting the master classes. Now you're getting into the point where you're really like focused on the system and how to play it, because last year you were given a system and you were told this is kind of how we're going to try to play, but it was very hard for you to practice it. People are really ignorant to the fact that these teams, they don't practice very often if they're playing in Europe. They don't practice. Maybe once a week, because you're playing a game on a Sunday. You're resting on Monday. Tuesday, maybe you're doing a light practice because there's travel on Wednesday, and now you're playing Thursday, and then you're traveling on Friday, and then you're resting. You're maybe no, you're resting on Saturday because you got a game Sunday. So my point is, there's there's very little time to actually practice during the season. So the players were given a system. They told this is how we play, and maybe they did some walkthroughs, but unless you're practicing at high intensity, it's not an easy way to change how you've been playing for 2 years with players who didn't really know how to play it. Because at first, Dallo couldn't even find a way to make a pass in the system playing as a right wing back, because the system on a righty is tough to play right wing back. You're coming back towards your goal with a defender on your back. So if you try to put the ball on your right foot, you're kind of giving the ball to the defender and showing him the goal. So that's bad. So now you're kind of stuck with your back towards the goal, right? Towards the opposing goal. So now you're looking at your goal, there's a guy behind you, and where do you go with the ball? That's why Amarim said he wanted a left footed right wing back, because at that point, as a lefty, you can get the ball on your left and switch the ball. You saw Ahmad do it yesterday, where he came in, got the ball, and he switched it to the opposite side to Shaw, and we started going up the left flank because there was space. That's the space that Amarim's system gives you, is when the right wing back or left wing back can switch that ball. Euro has done it with the long ball. Like, you've seen him do long passes to the other side, and you saw Ahmad do what he will probably do during the season when he's playing right wing back, which is swing the ball from the right to the left so that there's space on the other side. Because the other team comes to pressure you, so there's always space on the other side. So with a lefty, you're to your back, but you have the ball on your left and it's away from the defender, right? So that's the biggest difference. So you saw that with Dallo. He couldn't really do that. And now even he knows that. There was a pass he did to Ahmad where Ahmad gets fouled, where he turned like completely the ball and then played it like he did like a 180 and then played the ball down the like side, like right before the defender got there. That's something that he's learned now that he's done preseason. They probably worked on that so that he has that in his bag when he starts the season. So those are the things you just don't get to practice throughout the season and learn how to do because you're playing so many games. But now they're coming in because we all knew that 90% of this team was going to be back this season. We just knew that. So if 90% is going to be back, why wouldn't it be good for them to go through the ups and downs in a season that we weren't really going for anything in the league, and that we made it to a final and we played better than the team? We just didn't win. We had like 65-70% possession against Tottenham, with 3 big chances created, 6 shots on goal, like 10 shots overall, or 16 shots overall. Like, we had chances and we should have really won that final, but that was all we played for last season. We were unbeaten in that competition until the final, and we should have won the final. So he did a great job of coaching us through all the last season. It's just the disappointment of losing the final made it seem like it was just like for nothing, really, which I get it, but at the same time it was not for nothing, because now look at how we're playing. And now you're adding more quality to that. Like, I love Mason Mount. I thought Mason played great, but offensively, Cunha gives you a little something different. I love Ahmad, but now I'm gonna love Ahmad at right wing back and having Mbomo right there, so they're both going down that wing, because I'm not a huge Dallo fan when it comes to offensive IQ or just offense. Even last night, there was a pass that was like kind of in between him and Bruno. He takes it and he has a clear opportunity to cross the ball, stops, takes an extra touch, and then tries to cross it again and it gets blocked. Like, come on, man. Like, I can't with Dallo's like no sense of how to play football. He's a fantastic athlete, but he is not a good footballer, and that's why we weren't just a good team last year. Now you're talking about if Ahmad could fill that role, because Ahmad defensively, when he played it last game, was actually surprising to me. He played really well, and he had to go against a really good player. What's his name? From West Ham on that wing, who likes to take players on. He played him pretty well. So I'm okay with Ahmad playing there. I know that that's not where he would love to play, but I mean, he's gonna play wherever he gets time, because that's the type of player Ahmad is. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the season, and so should every single Manchester United fan be. And this cat is trying to tap my toes, but I'm done for today. Let's just uh, this season's gonna be fun. That's it. It's just gonna be fun, and I think we're definitely fighting for top six. We're definitely fighting for top six right now. That's my belief. And if my delusions get to me, we're fighting for top three. That's my delusions. But I don't think we're there yet. I really don't. But I really definitely think that we're fighting for top six the way we're playing and with Cunha and Mbomo. But if we get Sesko, the fact that we would have a lot of attacking options and talent, it would definitely we would definitely be fighting top four at that point. I think with Sesko, top six without him, top four with like Champions League football again. Yeah, I think we get Champions League football if we get Sesko. If we're playing how we're playing, 100%. Yeah, even with Onana in goal, I think our defense will be better. Yeah, it's just we're looking good, man. We are. I think we're pressuring better. We're gonna score more goals. This is exciting times, I think, for Man U fans. Finally. Because under Oli, I felt a little bit, but I didn't feel like this completeness of like, the signings coming in, the way that they did the signings. Like making sure that the way we paid those contracts out were in our favor. Just everything. They got the players they wanted, even though it took a while. They got the players they wanted. They're paying the way that we wanted. Everything was done well. And then the management of the players of the preseason, they look sharp. They look like they're in shape. I'm happy. I'm happy. Everything is looking like we're finally like have some good management. The owners could, people could be upset about whatever the owners, but Ratcliffe, the Ineos, that group that came in, since they came in, yes, they've done a couple of things that taken away the staff, meals and things like that, which is something that I don't like, but it's something that we were able to do because we started winning trophies. I don't think that's been around Manchester United forever. I would have to look into that, but we were winning trophies at that time, so it was easier because we had more money to be able to do things like that, to be able to grant our staff that. But we haven't won anything in a while, and we were poorly ran for a very long time, and they've started to correct that in the way that we purchase players, the amount of money we pay, like the salary we pay players, all of that. You have to give them credit for what they've done so far, even with some of the things that they've done that I haven't agreed with, because that stuff will come back once we start winning again. Because we are gonna start winning. Amarim is going to bring that back. You know whatever, as opposing fans, you can have whatever opinion you have. I just believe that he is gonna be somebody that brings winning back. And honestly, what best in the Premier League than to have Chelsea, United, Liverpool, City, all of us fighting for for league titles again instead of just like one or two. Why, like, let's go back to the Premier League being a four team league, 4 or 5 team league every year. That race, that's what we grew up on. It was amazing. But I know that Man United is gonna win one or two of those with Amber, and I'm just excited. I'm excited to have him as our manager, and so should other Manchester United fans. But that's all for today. I'll catch you guys next time.